Is this song even relevant anymore? The song like might not even be relevant. This video might be pointless. It might just be that song on the radio that everyone's like, oh, they're playing it again. But I don't care. I have opinions. All of you have been fooled by this man. You know, I spent a lot of time driving this summer, and, you know, sometimes I'd listen to the radio, and while I had the radio on, Too Sweet by Hozier. We're gonna call him Mr. H, because I have no idea how to say his name.
Hozier.
Anyways, you know, while I'm driving along, I'm listening to the radio, trying to get caught up on like pop music that I missed while I was in school. And this song comes on and I'm like, hey, this is pretty catchy. Problem was, I didn't really know what the lyrics were. I could get Take My Whiskey Neat, Coffee Black, but then I was like, I had no idea what this man was saying. I needed to know the lyrics of Mr. H's song very desperately. And so I looked it up. And while I'm looking it up, I see a Reddit post of somebody who was very mad that everyone was confusing this song. You know, everyone thought he was saying something else. So the actual lyrics are, I take my whiskey neat, my coffee black, and my bed at 3. And this person was pissed off at everyone who thought he was saying, and my bed at 3. I have this Reddit post here that inspired this entire video. This Reddit starts with, it's and not in. Obviously, we don't actually know the lyrics yet, but if you use logical reasoning, it's and my bed at 3. Honestly, it's been annoying me a little seeing so many people say it's in my bed at 3. There's no punctuation. He's not drinking coffee in his bed at 3 a.m. He's listing 3 things that are reckless or harsh, I'm adding the quotations, in comparison to the sweet-natured person he's talking about or talking to. Whiskey neat, coffee black, bed at 3. He's saying he's not going to bed until 3, i.e. partying or doing some activities until no earlier than 3 a.m. Had to get that off my chest. Now, I don't want the original Redditor to think that I'm actually mad at them. I'm not. You can totally have this opinion. But here's my take. This song is just about a grandpa. It's just about a grandpa. I'm sorry. It's not about anyone being reckless. It's simply about a man who has grandpa behavior in his, I don't know how old Mr. H is, but whatever age he is, he's acting like a grandpa. I'm sorry. So the song starts with, it can't be said I'm an early bird. It's 10 o'clock before I say a word. Now, I'm already stopping us here. Here's the thing. He doesn't say he gets up at 10. He says it's 10 o'clock before I say a word. So hypothetically, let's say he's getting up around 9 and it takes him an hour to get started on his day. You know, he's moping around, blah, 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 blah. All right, we're going to jump ahead for a second. Again, to how he takes his bed at 3. I'm assuming he means 3 a.m. and not 3 p.m. If he takes it at 3 p.m., then we're really talking about a grandfather. But if we're talking 3 a.m. to 9 a.m., that's only 6 hours. And if you're actually sleeping until 10, you're still only getting 7. So it's not like you're sleeping 10 hours a day, you know, or you're sleeping until 12 p.m. Like, am I crazy? Like, you're a singer. You don't have to get up super early to get your job done. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to work the 9 to 5 hours if you don't want to, but you're clearly still able to work a full day because it's not like you're sleeping an exuberant, maybe. We'll see. Amount of time. Like, he's not. Anyways, we're going to continue. Baby, I can never tell. How do you sleep so well? So I'm going to assume that this woman is getting like a healthy 8 hours or something. Like, she must. Listen, I am someone who likes their sleep. Okay? I personally like to sleep more than 7 hours. Personal preference, right? So maybe this girl is getting a little bit more than 7 hours. However, sir, you are still getting the recommended amount of sleep for adults. you're still getting the recommended amount of sleep for adults. It's not like you have this insane insomnia and you're only going to bed for 3 hours because you're out late partying and then you got to get up the next morning. Like, you're still getting the recommended amount of sleep. Like, it's not that crazy. Getting up that late, like Grandpa coded, if you're in retirement, you don't have to get up right in the morning. You can sleep in. Let us continue. You keep telling me to live right, to go to bed before the daylight, but then you wake up for the sunrise. So this kind of contradicts what he says later. You know, he's taking his bed at 3. Where are you where the sun rises at 3 a.m.? Like, are you in Alaska? Actually, the sun sets at 3 a.m. Where are you? But also, it's 10 o'clock before you say a word. So if let's say the sun's rising at 6 a.m. Now you are only getting 3 hours of sleep. What is the timeline? Be consistent. I also don't think this girl that you're talking about, or boy, you know, I don't know Mr. H's preference, but I don't think this person is insane for saying maybe go to bed before the sun rises. Crazy, I know. But then you wake up for the sunrise. I can't do that. You got me there. People who are like, get up super early and are just jazzed and ready for the day. That's not me. I will say in college, towards the end there, I was getting up at 6 a.m., but that's because I like to putz around for an hour. And then from like 7 to 8:30, I'd actually get work done. And then I go to class. But the thing is I come back from class and then proceed to pass out and take like a 2-hour nap. So was it really sustainable? No. But it meant that I was actually getting to class on time, which is something, you know, I struggled with living off campus. When I lived on campus, it was fine. I just roll out of bed and walk to class. But anyways, enough about me. Who cares about me? Let's get back to this grandpa. You know you don't gotta pretend. Baby now and then. Here's the thing. A little party never killed nobody. Like, who's to say she doesn't want to do it every once in a while, but you can't do it every day, man. At least the whole going to bed before the daylight and then getting up at 10 a.m. You can't do that. But if you're going to go to bed at 3 and then get up at 10 a.m., you're probably fine. We just won't hang out as much because I'll be asleep when you're awake and you'll be asleep when I'm awake. And maybe that's the point of the song. And then he says, don't you just want to wake up dark as a lake? I'm assuming he means the sky. But if you're getting up at 10 a.m., it's not dark out. So are you getting up at 3? Oh, no, are you going to bed at 3 p.m.? And are you waking up at 10 p.m.? Hold on. If you're getting up, no, but then he's asleep when it's daylight. He's asleep before the daylight, right? Because she gets up. However, he's also waking up when it's dark out. I'm so confused. He's not just grandpa coded, he's also just breaking time. Anyways, don't you just want to wake up dark as a lake, smelling like a bonfire, lost in a haze? I assume this just means he's smoking. In media and TV, it's still people with cigarettes are like the cool detective, right? Like media still tries to make them look cool, but I think like most people know that cigarettes are like bad for you. So why would you be encouraging your partner to start, you know, unless you want solidarity? Even if he's not talking about smoking, it's like, were you at a bonfire? Because that's kind of sick. I don't know. Why would you smell like a bonfire? Maybe like you went to the club and everyone there was smoking, but nobody smokes at clubs anymore. Everyone vapes. So like, if anything, you're going to come home smelling like a vape pen. If you're drunk on life, babe, I think it's great. So I think this is a read. I don't think this is a compliment. This is definitely a read. This is an insult. It's totally being like, well, you don't drink and you don't smoke. Which is not a bad thing. If I went out somewhere and all of us got drinks and then my one friend didn't get anything, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're one of those people. If you're drunk on life, babe, I think it's great. But while in this world, I think I'll take my whiskey neat. First thing that is very grandpa coded. You're taking your whiskey neat. That is not a young person edgy thing. You know, it's not edgy to take your whiskey neat. That's like what my grandma likes. Okay, my grandma prefers her whiskey neat. All right, we're going to skip to the next line. My grandmother and my great-grandmother, I believe, drank their coffee black in the morning. Okay, it's not edgy to drink your coffee black. It means you're old, and that's fine. You can be an old soul, but don't pretend you're edgy because you're an old soul. And my bed at 3. Again, we've already talked about this lyric enough. I don't think I need to elaborate on it more, but if you're going to bed at 3, first of all, you're not waking up dark as a lake. You are also going to bed before the sunrise. Unless, again, like I said, you're in a weird place. So clearly you needed to pick a different time for this lyric. You take your bed at 6 a.m. Then I'd be like, whoa, this dude's nuts. All right, but taking your bed at 3, like, come on. I know plenty of old people who stay up late watching Jeopardy, okay? You're not crazy for staying up at 3. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. Okay, moving on. So this is where he decides that he's going to insult this person's lifestyle, but the insults don't make sense. So I aim low, I aim true, and the ground's where I go. I have no idea what that means. Gonna be honest. The album cover is him buried, so does he just like, I don't know, hang out in the ground? No clue. I aim true and the ground's where I go. I work late where I'm free from the phone. You hate technology. If you're free from the phone, that's not edgy, okay? This is grandpa coded. You're free from the phone. You're working late. Maybe you're also a little Sabrina Carpenter coded, whatever. Either way, you're putting your phone away and enjoying life like an old person who doesn't know how their phone works. Or even does know how their phone works and is just like, I don't like those newfangled phones. You know? Grandpa. And the job gets done. Good for you. But you worry some, I know. I assume this is him just being like, you worry about my lifestyle, but I'm still getting my work done. Hey, even with, you know, me sleeping from 3 to 10, I'm still working late. You know, I'm still getting things done. I just do them later in the day. But you worry some, I know. But who wants to live forever, babe? You treat your mouth as if it's heaven's gate. The rest of you like you're the TSA. Let's break this down. But who wants to live forever? I'm assuming he means that because she's making healthy lifestyle choices and he isn't, he's like, oh, you just want to live forever. It just sounds like you're whining. Like, oh, you want to be healthy, but like, you're still gonna die. Which, to be fair, I have said that to someone once. End of the year, there was this barbecue at my school. And one time, a bunch of us are sitting around, you know, we're chatting, eating food, everything's great. And one of my friends pops open a Diet Coke and starts talking about her Diet Coke addiction. It's like the staple of musical theater majors. Half of them are addicted to Diet Coke. Half of them are addicted to Starbucks. You either fall in one or both categories. And little mister, I'm from California, where everything says it can kill you, is like, you know, that's going to kill you. And I looked him dead in the eyes. And I'm not going to say his name. We'll call him Jesse. I look him dead in the eyes and I go, Jesse, you're going to die, whether you drink the Diet Coke or not. And he looked at me like, okay, but I don't want the Diet Coke to be the thing that kills me. And I was like, you know what? Fair. But having stuff in moderation is okay. Having one vice is okay. If your vice is gonna be Diet Coke, of all the things, you'll probably be okay. Now, I'm not a nutritionist. Probably every doctor is gonna be like, don't drink Diet Coke. It's so bad for you. So I can't really judge him for this line because I've basically said the same thing. But anyways, the next 2 lines negate anything nice I had to say about that line, which is, you treat your mouth as if you're heaven's gate. You don't eat anything, or you don't consume anything that's damaging. Now, I get how this could be frustrating if it's somebody who never splurges and is constantly judging you. Calling it heaven's gate is really weird. Also, you could be saying, like, everything that comes out of your mouth is pure. It's not really an insult. It's kind of like, okay, she takes care of her body. Since when is that bad? The rest of you like you're the TSA. This one I don't get. This one I have seen debated on Reddit. The TSA investigates people. So it'd be one thing if she's investigating other people. Not investigating. If she was judging other people, but ever it says, like, you treat the rest of you like you're the TSA. So does she, like, carry around a metal detector? Like, I'm really confused. Like, does she not let anyone near her if they have more metal on their body? Like, oh, you left your phone in your pocket. You can't come near me. Does she, like, give people pat-downs at random intervals? I wish I could go along Babe, don't get me wrong. You know, you're bright as a morning, soft as the rain. Is the rain soft? Even when it's drizzling, I wouldn't describe it as soft. Pretty as a vine, sweet as a grape. Depends on the grape. If you can sit in a barrel, maybe I'll wait. I just realized what that line means. Like, in this moment. Right now. That's so stupid. He wants to turn her into a bottle of wine. Grandpa. He's bitter. He's a bitter old man. I think, in conclusion, the timeline doesn't make sense. When do you go to bed? Because you say at 3, but you're mad that she's up before the daylight, but then you want her to wake up dark as a lake. Isn't she already waking up dark as a lake?
A few moments later.
Like, you need to work on your timeline. That's the big thing. The second thing, stop pretending that the song is about being super edgy. Okay, it's not. It is about a man who has grandpa tendencies, seeing a young, youthful girl who's like, you know, she probably does yoga. She's probably like super into health foods. She's not into champagne or making love at midnight on the dunes of the Cape. She's the opposite of the Pina Colada song. Let's just say that. And he's not. Like an old man who's done all the health things, but body's still fading. So he's given up, you know? Anyways, closing thoughts. I spent way too long analyzing this. I've spent way too long having so many deep thoughts about this. Now that they're out, I realize how stupid they sound and how I took this way too seriously. Way too seriously. So, do with all this information what you will. What does it say about me? What does it say about my lifestyle? The way I judge these two people on their lifestyle. Too deep. We're too deep. We gotta end the video here. If you liked this video and you want to see more rants like this, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. And if you hated me, be sure to send this video to your enemies. Other than that, my name is Katie Wren, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.